Sir, one doubt is there. Sir,
Okay.
while enum, after creating the enum, that is easy. But how we can call it by creating an instant? That part I'm not able to properly understand. If you make it clear. After creating enum, that is okay, I got it. But how we should call the enum in conditions like switch or whatever you are calling? So how we can call it? If you give some other examples, so it will make more clear. Enum is, but how we are calling by switch and how this it is being performed by creating an instance, or what is that? Let or what?
Yeah, let me show you. Let A I'm having equal to 10. I want to check if A is 10 or not. If A equal to 10, this is the condition, right? I want to use the same A in switch 10. I can have case 1, case 2, case and so on 10. Okay, we also need to have the default case because this is integer, right? Integer range is from 36,000 something. Integer and even more than that in Swift. Okay, default case is also required. Default. Okay. Print 1, 2, 10 unknown. And I can also give integers here. Here it is 10. Here it is 2. Here we're checking A is 10 or not. 10 or A equal to 10 or not. This is one condition. This is here. I'm checking 10. 10 falls under which case? Whether it is 1 or 2 or 10 or unknown. Will never be executed. Yes. Okay. We have one value. I'm just matching that. Similarly, I'm having a fruit is a data type. Here it is fruit. Fruit can be created in 2 different ways. Either you can directly assign the value if you know. Otherwise, you can take the string and create that by using raw value. Okay, here I'm checking whether the fruit is apple or not. Just compare it. Fruit, this actual syntax is this is how we need to use fruit.apple, fruit.values, how to access the values of enum data type dot value, enum data type dot case. Here we have given fruit. This is fruit. So compiler is intelligent. You don't need to put fruit dot here. The compiler itself identifies dot papaya is part of fruit. Dot apple is part of fruit. Dot banana is type of fruit. So we have directly
So
given.
it will always check for the pineapple fruit only. It will not check for the all the values. It will match with the, because we have given switch A fruit. In A fruit we are having the pineapple raw value.
Yeah, it checks for apple first. It fails. It checks for pineapple. It is true. So it prints here. That is what is printed, right? Pineapple is printed. Same thing, same fundamental here. Just give one value as input. That value is matched with all the cases. Similarly, this is integer, this is fruit. There is no difference. That is the only difference. One thing is fruit and one thing is integer, but fundamentally same. Whatever applicable for the integer, same thing applicable for the fruit also. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. This is how we can create a fruit if you have the string, or if you want to simply assign that just a fruit dot banana. Even this is we have given here as fruit, so you can even ignore this. Dot banana is part of so on. So if you try to put grape, see what happens? It will not accept fruit dot grapes. Grapes is not allowed. Only allowed. What are allowed? Only these cases are allowed. Type fruit has no grapes. Grapes is not part of fruit. We have given here specified values. What values the fruit variable can store. That is also we have given. Okay, if you give other values than this, it will not accept. Okay, or yes. Let me create one more enum. weekend. Weekend is only two values, right? Saturday and Sunday. I can take that as string is Saturday, Sunday. Now weekend is one data type similar to integer. Let a day is of type weekend. Okay, I'm putting Sunday. If you're putting Sunday, it will not accept because this is string, this is weekend type. What we need to put? We need to put weekend, not Sunday. If you put this is accepts, let weekday is of type weekday equal to weekend dot Monday. We cannot Monday. Again, it is not accepted because only weekend can hold only two values. Boolean can hold only two values, right? Similarly, here we have only two values. Either put Sunday or Saturday or Sunday. Other than that, I will not accept anything. Clear? Any more doubts?
Yeah, we are declaring our own data types. Then why you are given string for weekend?
Declaring our own data. Why I have given string weekend? This one.
Yes.
This one is basically what kind of value it holds actually. If you want to, let's say, from the server, you're getting some, let's say I'm getting day from the server, that which I have got is Sunday. Okay, you can compare it. Let's say you can compare, let's say I have read this information into a variable called let day equal to Sunday. This is called raw value type actually. Raw value type, what value it contains, what kind of value it can hold. Okay, what kind of value it holds actually. Let me say C day equal to weekend. Raw value, the expecting string. If you put 10, it will not accept. What kind of value the weekday can hold? What kind of raw value the weekday can hold? You can also give some values here. Here, if you are putting string, if you are putting 0, it will not accept. That is the syntax which we need to follow. That's it. There is no reason why we need to give only string or why we need to give only integer. See here, we have given string, the raw value which can hold is string, but you are putting integer, which is not accepted. Let me remove this. By default, it holds integer, I guess. Even see here, enum case cannot have raw value if the in does not have raw value type. Okay, even to put integer also, it is not accepting. Raw value type, we need to specify what kind of value it can hold. What kind of raw value it can hold. Here 10 is actually wrong. Here by default, this is 4, this contains 0, this contains 1. By default, the value starts with 0, another one is 1. Even if you run it, it will give you crash because 10 is not in the range. This is 0, this is 1. If you give 0 into C value, C day dot raw value, when C day dot raw value, why it is not coming? Let's see. What's wrong? C day is Saturday. 0 means Saturday. 1 means Sunday. 0, 1, Sunday. If you put 2, it crashes. Because there is no value to put. There is no case which is equivalent to the 3. Or else you can give here like 100. You can also put some your own values. By default, it is start from 0 in case of integer. In case of string, by default, the same value, same case is raw value. Let's say string.
Uh, So, what kind when we can use the how we can decide to use the enum on what scenario? Because now I understand. Okay, when there are the this weekend or fruits, multiple things. So in the real example, how we can determine in what scenario we can use the enum to make work
Yeah, very
easier.
good question here. It completely depends upon the values. If you have limited set of values, then you can go for enum. Let's say from the response, let's say I'm hitting to the server. Server is returning employee information. Employees information. Each employee is part of some so department, right? One is IT department, one is electrical department, one is electronics department. Okay, let's assume that there are only three values. There are only three values. If you want to try if the employee is so department or not, what do you need to do? You need to use an employee. Okay, take one employee object and you need to check department. Department equal to you need to put electric department. This is how you need to check. If this is not equal to electric department, again, if else an employee dot department equal to electronics. Okay, you need to everything you need to check with string. Assume that instead of electronics, I put electronics. This is typing mistake. Simply typing mistake can cause very much damage. Okay, here what I try to type electronic, but I typed electronics. These kind of mistakes cannot be happened whenever you use enums. First thing, you need to have the limited set of values. For integer, you cannot have the enum because integer is a very big one. It holds even lakhs in Swift. Negative, it holds minus values. 1, 2, 3, 4. This much big value and positive also this much big value it holds. For this, you cannot have the enum. Only limited set of values which you are having. Now I can create a department data type. Department data type. I can make this as a string. Departments, I have only few departments: IT, electrical, electronic. Now, instead of using electronic string here, I can convert whatever department where I'm getting from a server, convert that into the employee department. Employee department equal to department raw value, which actually populates. Okay, employee dot department. You're converting the employee department string into department type. Now you can compare that. If employee department equal to dot IT. Now there are no chances of typing mistake because only these values I can put department dot electronics. Department dot electronics. Let me remove this so that it can compare. Assume that from the server I got something. IT I got. Okay, I'm converting the string into employee department and comparing that with the IT or is electronic I got from the server. Now I'm comparing with electronic department. Here also department type. Take this department type. Here I'm checking electronic somewhere. See what's up. Let me comment this. Even let me comment all the top section. Okay, only left to be this. Okay, now I have a department. Only department is having only specific departments: IT, electrical, electronics. Okay, now I got string from the server. Okay, if you compare string with string, we see what is the problem. If there is any typing mistake, okay, there are problems. So instead of, since these three are limited set of values, I have created my own data type called department and kept converted whatever input I am getting from the server. I'm converting that into the department and comparing. Here there is no chance of there are no chance of failure typing mistakes. What is this? Department. Department. Yeah. Electronic. Yeah. I can also print here employee from electronic department. Else, not an employee, not from electrical department, electronic department. Employee, not from electronic department. Other we can use only three values, right? We can use switch case here. Okay, here there is no chance of electronics. There are no chances of typing mistakes, because when you put typing mistake here itself, we are getting error. Electronics is not available. Electronics is not part of department. Previously, if you compared employee dot department equal to electronic, as in that we got from server electronic equal to electronics. When you put somewhere some typing mistake, it fails. But even if you make typing mistake here at the compile time itself, here there is no error. Error is not thrown. Here it is throwing error because this is not there. Typing mistakes can be avoided and readability can be improved. Readability can be improved. Hope this is clear.
This the department raw value. This department is of the response coming from the server. You are telling.
Yes, this value is coming from the server. I'm converting that into the department, and now and then comparing.
And when we are using the raw value, we have to declare them enum as a data type. What kind of data it will be?
Yes,
Like
what kind of
string or
data?
double.
Yeah.
Okay. But in this case, we could not use .it, .electrical, .electronic without declaring string, but like enum department, and we can get case IT, electrical, and electronic. Why means?
You mean to say this like this?
Like if yeah, is this meaningful or?
This is meaningful, but in real times we get a response from the server.
Server, so that will come as a raw value, correct?
That comes as a string.
String,
The
yes.
string here, we're passing that string and making that string into a department data type value.
Department data. Okay. Okay, sir, got it. We'll write our enum, so we'll anything now we'll save.
Yeah, even we use in real time also we use enums. Okay, one more example here is let's say alignment, text alignment. Text alignment is either right alignment or center alignment or left alignment, right? These also enums actually. Left alignment, text on the label, text on iPhone, whether it should be right side alignment, left side alignment, or middle center alignment. These also as part of enums only. They have, because these three are limited set of values. If there are more than 10 values, you cannot put the enums. Even we can use, sometimes we use, but there should be some specific purpose for that. For integer is very big value. For integers, we cannot have the enums. Okay, there is optional.
Sometimes I having a collection of 20, 30 color values. That time we can use enum.
Yeah, we can use enum.
Okay.
If it is specific set, you can use. If it is 500 values, using enum is not meaning. Optional in interviews, they will ask you what is optional. Optional is an enum. It contains none and some values. Remember, for interview purpose, I'm telling you what is optional type, whether it is structure or enum. Actually, optionals are enums. Enum contains cases. What are these two cases? None is one case, some is another case. Okay, how to jump here? Type optional, command, click on this, jump to definition and see. In interviews, out of 100, in 20 interviews, they will ask you what is optional type. What type of is optional? Optional is an enum, which contains two cases. One is none, another one is some. Only for interview purpose. Clear?
That's why when we declare let employee is asking to mark as implicit convert the optional. That's why it is asks department raw value electronics and we mark as a force we unwrap the optional.
No, that is not
We
the
do that.
that is not the thing. This you remember just for interview. Optional is a enum which contains two cases, none and some. Here I'm getting some string. The string may or may not be part of these three departments. Some employee is left with unassigned. Some employees left with unassigned. They have joined on the same day, but the department is not allocated. That case, so the employee is not part of IT, electrical, and electronics, right? Here, we're simply giving the string. Okay, it may or may not be possible. It might be possible to convert to department. May or may not. There are chances of if you give junk value here, it cannot convert, right? If I get some unknown response from the server, I cannot convert that into the department. That is the reason. Since I am putting electronic exact value, then I'm putting force and wrapping. Otherwise, you have to use if let only. Otherwise, you have to use if let or guard let only. Guard let else on exit. This case you can use if you put even if you put some random value, it fails here, it stops here. Clear?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you then. I'll share these documents. I'm not going through the documentation most of the times, but whatever I teach, the same thing will be in the document because we're trying to spend more time on playgrounds instead of document. Okay, everything is theoretical, right? Okay, if you have any interest, you can ping me, or if you want me to walk you through
Please
the
do the playground, both the playground, this session and that session. It will help.
Yeah, I'll share both.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, thanks. I'll create one
Thank
Google Drive where I place all these documents so that you
Yeah.
can access them even in future. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you.